So, because I haven't been rude. I'm gonna have to restart. Can you believe this, guy? Can you believe this? My computer telling me that it needs taken care of. Like, what? Telling me I need to be up to date so I don't get like viruses and stuff. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No. So it's day 9 of NaNoWriMo, Saturday, the second Saturday. So we're on the second weekend. I luckily have a long weekend, but we're at the start, and so far, this weekend I haven't been fully taking advantage of. I have not written yet. It is past 9:30 in the evening, which isn't super unusual for me, but like, I haven't gotten anything done today. That's not true. I filmed my first video for my YouTube channel, the sort of introductory one, not the newbie tag. I'm gonna do that later, but I did one just to mostly focus on like my NaNoWriMo project. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by this cat who's causing chaos over there. Look at him tearing up my curtains. So, I have a lot of work to do. I talk too much. I have to keep my door open because the dog's up here, and the dog gets lonely. So I want her to be able to access me, but that means the cat can also access me. And more importantly, access my wires and eat them! No! Stop! Stop! Can you believe this brat? Can you believe him? Look at him. He's a vicious creature. Vicious. Okay. So I'm gonna get to writing. I'm actually gonna be writing on my desktop today because I have a standing desk, and that doesn't do me any good if I'm not using the computer that is on the standing desk. Is not actual exercise, but it's something. And I'm gonna be drinking water, so we're gonna pretend I'm being healthy and like I didn't stay up till like 6. Okay, so my goal's set for just over 1600, and I'm gonna try and get that before I go to bed tonight. I do have to get up early for church tomorrow, so I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but I think I can get that and hopefully edit my video. Cat, are you eating cords? I'm going to do 2 or 3 20-minute sprints on my book, and then come over here and edit my video that I want to go up tomorrow morning, but I'm not going to be able to do any of it unless I get started. So yeah, I just spent way too long talking about this. I blame the cat. It's not his fault, but I blame him. So it is day 10 right now. About 11:30 p.m. and I have not started writing for the day yet. I think I figured out that I need to change up how I order my school and writing, because school is kind of a higher priority than NaNoWriMo, technically, because even though I'm more invested in my writing long term, school has actual consequences for not meeting the deadlines, whereas Nano, it's like, I want to win, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. But what ends up happening is if I have, especially writing assignments for school, like when it's math homework, well, physics homework technically, or a test where it's like multiple choice or whatever, I can do that pretty easily. But when it comes to like writing papers or writing any sort of like discussion-y posts, I really struggle with procrastinating until the last minute. And like I have enough of a sense of how long it will take me to do that I can always get it in by the deadline, but I will push right up as close as I can, which is not the worst thing ever. If I go to bed by midnight, normally that's fine. I can get a full 8 hours of sleep before going to class. But during Nano, if I have to write after that, then I'm gonna be up till like 1 probably to reach my goal. And I could just call off my goal, but I'm on a roll. I haven't had to like, since day 2, I haven't had to mark off orange. And, like, I'm sure I will have other orange days this month, but this year I'm really working hard to be writing every day and being as consistent as possible, because in the future that's what I'm gonna need. Like, after Nano is over and it's December and I'm still in school and I still want to be writing, I'm not gonna be getting 5,000 word days. And so in years past, that's how I've gotten done on time. But this year, it's like I'm really trying to work on keeping up my writing after Nano's done. Like, sure, not at a quite as high a rate, like I won't have a goal to meet, but to start consistently writing, just even if it's just for half hour or so a day, or maybe just one 20-minute sprint would give me like 400-ish words, like, to do that every day. So I think what I'm going to have to do is start doing writing first, even though it feels risky and kind of dangerous, because if I don't get the homework done, that has consequences. So yeah, if I don't want to be staying up till like 3 a.m. on a regular basis this month, I need to change something. I think I'm gonna have to call it at like 1 a.m. is the hard stop of I'm gonna stop writing even if I haven't reached my goal. Maybe a bit later if I actually drink my water, because I need to finish this. If I finish this, I will let myself stay up like 10 extra minutes as a reward to try and meet my goal, because I want to meet my goal so badly. So this week, I need to change things up, but hopefully I'm going to get a big day tomorrow, and that will help lower the amount I need to get each day later in the week, and that will also help me be more reasonable about how late I'm staying up. I'm also just, I need to go write, so I will boop, 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 boop. I'm trying to do it while looking at the camera, and it's hard, because okay, I'm gonna write. You go write too. So, I just got 1723 words for the night. I did have to stay up like 20 minutes later than I meant to, but I was so close I couldn't help it, and I pretty much finished my water. I'm finishing my water now. And then I'm going to bed. I'm pretty sure an unhealthy decision and a healthy decision cancel each other out, right? That's how that works. You drink lots of water and you can stay up as late as you want. But at least I get to stay on my green streak, and I don't have to lose it on a day that should have been pretty easy to do. Like, that was the main thing, is like, I know later I'm going to have, like, the second half of this week is going to be rough. But the second half of this week is going to be rough, but like, so I'm sure I'll have an orange somewhere in there, but I didn't want it to be today, when like, today was fine, like it should have been fine. So I'm headed to bed now. I just wrapped up writing for the night, day 11. Got 4,299 words overall, which well surpassed my goal, which was like 3,000. I finished my second story, and it ended up being, I think, just under 8,000 words, maybe. I'm not sure, I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I'd have to double check to be sure, but that had me just a little bit short of my 3,000 word goal for the day, because what I wanted was to get like a day ahead, so that later in the week when I had to write the paper that I have to write for econ, I would kind of have a really strong buffer that even if I didn't like do more than 20 minutes of writing that day, I would be fine. So I was a bit short of 3,000 when I finished the second story. So I went ahead and started story 3, and it turned out to be really short, so I even finished it too, and it was about, I think, just under 1,500 words. So that got me up well past my goal, which I had to keep writing longer than I meant to, but I also slept most of the day, so I feel fine. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel when I wake up. Pretty happy with how today went. So tomorrow for day 12, I'll be starting a new story, which it's like, wow, after writing the first one, and it ended up being like, what, 12,000, 13,000, well over 10,000 words, which was, kind of the high end for what a short story could be. And I'm like, am I only gonna get to write like 3 of these or 4 of these this month? That's like, I thought I'd have at least 5. But now that I'm starting the 4th one and we're not even halfway, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have several. But it was interesting because the first 2 could both easily be expanded out into like full-blown books, if not separate, like if not the stories themselves, then the characters and the worlds that are in the story. But the 3rd one felt very self-contained, and like, I mean, technically I could write a book in that with that character, but it doesn't, I don't want to, not because I didn't like her, but just because it felt like its own thing, and it was very different from what I normally write. But I say that all of the things have been a bit more, like, all of my stories had very bittersweet endings. Like, I don't know, I'm just in a mood this November to have things be bittersweet or something. Like, I didn't plan this. I have no planned links between these stories, but right now, like, the combining thread is nobody's completely happy at the end. Hopefully the next one will be more cheerful. But yeah, the second one I'm pretty sure I want to expand into a full series, because I finished it and I'm like, these 2 characters, they're arch rivals. And because like I was writing them and like understand both of their motivations, and I'm just like, I want you 2 to be friends. You 2 need to be friends. I'm gonna write the book so that you 2 can become friends, because you're not right now. And I couldn't do that in the confines of the short story. But you 2 are gonna become friends at some point in the future. After some character arcs. Yep. So I want to, but I'm not sure, like, if it's even a good short story, because it's like the magic system was really fun to write, but it's like the softest magic system ever, because I basically just threw in everything with the kitchen sink, maybe even the kitchen sink, and I was just like, there are no rules. I, like, I alluded to rules, but like, or I alluded to limitations, but they weren't, like, I don't think it was hard by any extent, and it's like, this magic system, I don't think I could explain it. It's just sort of, everything goes, because I'm just having fun writing magic, and it was okay. But I don't know how well that would work as like an actual book, but I might try it at some point, because I really like those characters. So I think between the first 2 stories, the second one's most likely to be turned into actual book. First one's also pretty high up there. I also had like a dream this morning that had enough actual plot to it to become a book. Most of my dreams do not. They're like, I try and write them down afterwards, and it's like, even when I remember most of them, as I'm thinking through them, I'm like, oh, this wasn't as sensible as I thought it was. No, that's not gonna work. But this one, I was like, I sat down afterwards and I actually wrote it out in my journal. I wrote it down. I'm like, this is actually enough stuff here, like, to have a book. Yee. So, very long list of things to write. This month, I'm sticking to the short stories, sticking to the song inspiration. Gonna do that, and then at the end of the month, I'll finish up whatever I'm writing at that point, and then go back and edit all of these before I start on the next thing. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I am way too hyper. Yep.